Singapore, Qatar, Colombia, South Africa. You're wondering why I am sharing you all these countries with you: Romania, Holland, United States, Jordan, France, Tunisia, Croatia. This is literally because something me and my brother from another mother, another father started is now currently presently active in these countries. And that is how we like to call it the Incitement movement. And it was born here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Who would have thought, right? And in this photo, you see me on the left-hand side, and my brother from another mother, another father, Daniel de Goiter, who's also the co-founder of Incitement. So we just started doing something, thinking that it will definitely have this great positive empowerment to people, especially the young adults. And this is why I'm here to share you how I personally managed to open those doors and hopefully share you how you could too have your own paradigm shift. And what I meant by paradigm shift is literally the change that you have as an individual overseeing things, especially the world. And I can't teach you, literally, about this. I can show you references, great examples, through my storytelling, which is what I'm going to do today. And there are three things I'm going to emphasize throughout this whole talk. One, rebel, experience, a lot of them. Think, do, be positive. I'm going to say it one more time. Rebel, experience, and to think and do and be positive. And let me share you a bit about myself. I'm a very global kind of guy. You can see by the accent. Can Malay speak like that? Cannot, right? So my accent is basically very universal. It started with a really thick American accent and then went a bit of British because I came back here for international school and we are very British-oriented people. I mean, the system, basically. And now it's very, very universal. And I've lived abroad all my life. You name it, Iraq, Croatia, Austria, United States, Jordan, Indonesia. And now I'm always part-time going elsewhere just to look for other great perspectives that I can find. And yeah, I'm a very good example of a third culture kid, which is basically kids who are exposed to 3 different cultures by the time they reach the age of 16. So, let me show you a bit of how rebellious I was. If you look at this photo, this is during physical education. We're doing some kind of PE exercise. And the one circle is me. Okay, I was around 10 years old in Croatia. Everybody is just smiling normally. But if you look at me, I'm like, ah! Ah! I thought we're doing a pyramid, and to me, the pyramid reminds me of the Sphinx, and they have cats and whatever, lions or whatever. So I'm like, why can't we just imitate those guys? Because that's what we're trying to do. And this girl in the middle was, she was an extra, so we had no idea what to do with her, so we put her in the middle. That's why she's there. But I was a rebellious kid. No, my parents are here, so they're going to hear this for the first time. Yeah, thank you. So I remember when I was young, I wanted to be a football player. Like I was 8, 9 years old. I loved football because I was a big fan of the Brazilian football team, and I was a really great football player at that time during between 96 and 98. His name is Ronaldo. Everyone knows this guy. And I watched the World Cup. I wanted to be a football player. Yeah, I love being a footballer. I want to be a footballer. I can make quick money. I can solve everything because I have money. I was thinking I can, save a lot of things. And I told my dad's friends. My dad is a respectable diplomat. He's retired. So everyone has this, diplomat extended kind of thing. So I kind of like, I don't see the barrier. I just go, hey, sir, look, I want to be a footballer, So I was telling his friends, I want to be a footballer. And they're like, oh, very good, very ambitious. And then my dad comes to me, hey, son, why you tell my friend you want to be a footballer? Why don't you be a doctor or something like this? And when he said this, like, oh, okay lah, what to do? I mean, I'm living under his roof, and I understand. And then, this is when I started to kind of like, do I, do I personally have things that I can do? Like things that I love doing, what I see especially. That's how it starts. Then we went to high school. Then, and this was in the States. This is when I found out that I had a diplomatic passport. And you know what that means. You're privileged in a lot of ways, by the way. And I got caught by one of the police officers in high school for, I was with, the bad crowd, if you can say, the really not so good crowd. But, there was the Marines would come to our high school and recruit. This is right after 9/11, by the way. So they would recruit kids to hey, come on, join the army, join the U.S. Marine Force. And if you do 10 pull-ups, you get a free shirt. And I'm like, okay, cool, let's go to the line. And there's a long queue, and I'm like, wow, this is terribly wrong. There's a really long queue. I can do easily 10, seriously. So me and my friends like, come on, let's just go grab it. We can tell that we did the 10 pull-ups and just walk off. Apparently, there's an officer in every high school in America, and they really, really look out for, troublemakers. Or I would say, the crazy ones. And I got caught. The first thing I noticed, I opened the door, and this Officer Harrington, I still remember his name. So he pinned me on the wall. He was like, you thief, you thief. He was calling me a thief. And then this is when oh man, what am I supposed to do? Oh wait, I have my passport, okay. So I flipped my passport. Excuse me, have you seen this passport before? This is how crazy I was. Sorry, Mom and Dad. This is and Officer Harrington was like, excuse me, can you call the superintendent, please? There's a issue here I do not know how to solve. So this is his first encounter with a rebellious diplomatic kid. But of course, I repented. I insaf, we say in Melayu, insaf. And I became, I went back to the straight path. Siratul mustaqim, we have to say it in Arabic. Sometimes we forget our parents, the moment we are born, they already have an automatic dream for you. They already plan what you're going to do, who you're going to marry with, to some culture, and how you're going to have a very comfortable life. So, and my dad has this dream of putting me in a very, his ultimate university dream here. And, all this time I've been living under, with family. So I've been complying until I'm like, okay, this is my only chance to say that I want to do something what I want. And I wanted to go here, Multimedia University, just because I saw a really nice brochure. Oh, thank you. And of course, my dad disagreed, and we had a lot of arguments. And then in the end, he realized how much I wanted to go here. So he's like, okay, you can go. And I said, Amin, thank you. And of course, this is the first time for me to get exposed and adapt with local Malaysians. And I'm telling you the truth, it's very difficult for me in my first year. I had to find people who were just like me. It was very difficult, not because I had the necessity to do so, but I just didn't understand. If I say a bit of English, people will call me, hey, poyo lah you. You know this word, poyo? It literally means like a show-off or a poser. Well, what can I do? I've been inbred like this. This is how I was raised. And it kind of hurt, to be honest. And I find it a bit of a kind of form of a bullying in a way. And of course, they're just joking with you. But I didn't understand why would they do such a thing. Because, and then they realized the value of how good my English is. So every time we have a group presentation, let's get Zikry, he's going to present. Let's get Zikry. No, everyone's fighting for me. Hey, pay lah, give me money. You call me Poyo, right? So give me some cash to be in your group. Why should I be in your group? So it came with a great value in the towards this adaptation of myself with the people of Malaysia. And, and this is when I started to conform the environment, the people, the culture. And I totally forgot, like Eugene said earlier, forget your inner awesomeness. I totally forgot how to be awesome, how rebellious I was. And I studied virtual reality design and simulation with FCM. Okay, I was pitched during one of those, not workshops, but those seminars saying, hey, you should go to media innovation, or you should go to interface design. And one of them was pitching about you should take virtual reality design as your way of studies. And I took it because they sold it really well, because they said there's a lot of demand, you're going to make good money, you're going to simulate stuff, and you're going to do game design, and I love games. So I started with virtual reality design. But I didn't know that when I did my internship with doing this virtual reality design, I was telling myself, I'm in front of a computer from 9 to 5. 9 to 5. I'm a social person, and I'm in front of a computer from 9 to 5 creating stuff. Sometimes it's a very small stuff. And I'm like, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? Really? Zikry, really? With all the great stuff that you've been doing, with all the rebelliousness, the other stuff that you've been involved, is this what you want to do? Definitely. This is not my calling. I told myself, I'm not going to be doing this for the rest of my life in front of a computer from 9 to 5. This is not what I'm here for. A bit angry right there, yeah? You feel the frustration I had. Whew. But that's when I promised myself that I'm going to do everything I want. Meaning, any experience I see that finds to me very appealing, I'm just going to go and see if I like it or not. And experience, here, well quoted, that most brutal of teachers. But you learn. My God, do you learn. Hell yeah to that. It taught me a lot of stuff, definitely. From culturally to economically, social behavior, learning people's culture, learning people's languages. And you learn rapidly from experiencing everything, just getting out from that comfort zone. Get out from that 9 to 5 potential job that I might get. And this comes to this three, I would say, theory done by a friend of mine named Amir Ahmed Nasser, who is a very renowned author from Sudan. And he shared us this. You have your circumstances, and you make the choices knowing the consequences that you will get through that experience. And I told Amir before coming here, look, I just want to, optimize your theory. So it's not just the 3 C's anymore. I would like to call it the 3 C's and to the RP. Literally, you repeat those 3 C's, and you proceed the ones that you feel aligned. And this is how I kind of framework myself. Okay, so I choose my own adventure. Basically, let's say I want to go to the desert and see how it's like over there. And I experienced the desert way of living, and I loved it. I love looking at the stars, and I get to reflect. And then I would leave the door open because I knew this experience kind of did teach me a lot of things, taught me a lot of stuff, resilience, patience, closeness. This is very personal growth stuff that I'm learning. But anything, learning from coding, for example. Nowadays, people are learning about coding. They can reflect, they can, at the same time, know what they're going through. And I would repeat this. Circumstances, knowing what, and the choices that I'm making to go through this experience, and then keep that door open. The more doors you open, the more perspective you get. And that is why I encourage all of you to go travel and see the world. Really, go see world. I'm not kidding. After this, book a AirAsia ticket. Go to Siam Reap or something. Because if you travel, you see more perspective. You see how people behave. You see how people function in a different country, either democratically or in a dictatorship regime. Just go and see. Because we're all like in a box, and I don't think Malaysia is the only place for me, honestly. I feel like the world is my country. That's why I'm always traveling. And my mom is worried that I'm going to migrate one day. But don't worry, I can assure you it's not going to happen. I love my Malaysian passport. I love you, Mom. Okay? So, Ibn Battuta, I find him way awesomer than Marco Polo. He says, traveling, it leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. God damn, he's right. He took the risk to go all the way from Maghribi, which is Morocco, went to Maldives, came around this region, kind of did trade, and then came back, and that's a big-ass risk. But in the end, a lot of things was blossoming from his trip. His stories were just really amazing. And if you have Wikipedia right now on your handphones, after my talk, you can go check it out. Ibn Battuta, that's his name. And you can relate your experience, whether if it's useful, if it's usable, if it's valuable, or even if it's useless. Seriously. And from there, every experience you go through on all of these elements, there are some lessons that you get from it. And I always focus on experience. I want to experience something I've never had before. And that was experience. And let me go on the positive side. Just like Eugene mentioned earlier, you want to be around great, positive, like-minded people. You want to be around people who are pulling you up. And that's why I started to work with, I had a stint I'm with Mind Valley as well. And I met this brother here, Vishen Lakhiani. And he taught me the way of visioneering. Have a big vision. The bigger vision you have, your small problems will become obsolete. And guess what? I tried it, literally. I tried the experience, circumstances, make the choice, and knowing the outcome of it. And it worked. Seriously. And this brother of mine, Amir Ahmad Nasser, like I mentioned earlier, we were friends in school. But I never knew that he was doing a lot of epic stuff. And he would never share it with me because he didn't know whether I could comprehend his level of sophistication. Right? But, well, I proved them wrong. And he has taught me a lot. He's the one who's inspired me. And lastly, my yin to my yang, Mr. Danny de Goiter, he taught me how to think logic. And he's a different kind of person. He's over there, Daniel. And I would never thought I would co-found Incitement with a guy from Holland. From Holland, a Malaysian guy with a Hollandi. I never thought that was going to happen. But look, we're just brothers now. I visit him every year in Holland. He's now working here. And how Incitement started is literally just wanted to give a platform to our colleagues to just share. But now it has become really, it's full all the time. It's the experience that people want. And if you want to do something, you just have to, don't wait for the right time because there's no such thing. Johnson Uwe it's a great example here. He just wants to fix the man's, he saw the picture that he shared earlier, where he felt he could have done much better. He just started from there, and boom, the universe conspires with him. Does that make sense? Or God is with him while he is going through this journey of what it is today, the epic army. Just by starting something. And I realize with Daniel that this is my calling right now. I want to help individuals, guiding and teaching them the necessary skills, knowledge, and attitude in achieving anything as an example of good practice. And through how are we doing this? Through the Incitement movement. A lot of these people I don't even know. They just got inspired of what we started, joined the bandwagon. For example, in Incitement Grove, they go to refugee schools and less privileged communities and just started, bringing the Incitement experience there. And now you have a community of these people who are cross-collaborating, cross-pollinating, even sometimes potentially doing business together. And we forget that these people are also humans. And even Speak Up, which is just a transformational course program, Incitement Youth, which is more focused on our young high school kids and students. But I didn't start this. This is all from the elements of me trying to help others. And we, as a we society. And to do that, you got to break your goals. Once you find that one thing you want to do, you got to break your goals. And this is why I'm sharing this thing called the Curry method, which is a friend of mine who shared from a simple analogy. You want to start your goal, you don't eat the whole burger. You eat it by piece. So break it even, break it. You don't need to go all the way. You don't need to have $300,000 to start a business. No, you start small. You're going to have people not liking what you do. You can't please everyone. This is what I learned 3 years ago. I can't please my dad to say, hey, Daddy, I found a Dutch girl. Can I marry her? Of course, he's going to say, hey, you crazy. Because of the culture that we have, basically that's why. I'm just giving an example here. But along the way, you can prove them wrong. It's possible. And I've had that experience by proving someone wrong. Now I'm getting a lot of attention, especially for people from old schools asking what am I doing and stuff. And they even apologize, like, hey, I'm sorry that one day I bullied you. I didn't know that you were doing this kind of stuff. And you feel like, oh, I forgive you. That's how I felt. I felt I forgave them. And know yourself. Take a personality test, especially this Myers-Briggs test. I love it so much because when I did my test, I found out that I am an ENFJ, which is actually eccentric, intuitive, judgmental, and feel. I love to feel. And I look at the other people who are also ENFJs. And my time is almost up. So let me just go through it. Don't be afraid to fail. These two guys are two refugees in Malaysia who have gone beyond borders. One person owns he's a CEO of international college here, and the other one just got his scholarship from having nothing to something. And don't forget, always shower with meditation. Sorry, not meditation, motivation. You want to be showered by motivation every day. It's just like taking a shower, because this is what is gonna keep you forward. And your life, remember, your life is a mental fitness. And you gotta feel the reality that you desire, literally. If you just close your eyes, just feel what you really want, forget what people think about your ideas or your goals. Just feel the achievement that you can have from that desire that you want. I'm telling you, the next step for you to do here is just take that one step to just do. That's all you gotta do. Just do it. You got people around you, ask for help. And I would like to end this talk with my own personal quote here. Just keep doing epic shit until it's legit. Thank you.